Hello, this is I Do Damage, and welcome back to the channel. In this weekly news video, I have 3 games that I have some news to share with you, and at the end of the video, I have a bonus game that I discovered over the past week that I want to talk about. It's a new MMO that's coming up, so hang out for that. All the timestamps will be down below in the description for your convenience for each of the games and topics here. Before we start, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone. I really enjoy doing these weekly news videos, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well. If you didn't know, I also stream on Twitch. I have a new schedule that will be starting hopefully this week, the week of posting this video, and we're looking at Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday evenings. So drop a follow on Twitch, get notified when I go live, come hang out. Nerd out, let's chill, let's have a good time. And if you didn't know, also I am a Green Man Gaming official ambassador as well as a Humble Bundle partner. If you're looking for a game to add to your library and want to further support the channel, use the affiliate links down below for that. Alright, let's start. And the reason why you're here is news. Over the last week, we've seen a little bit of information come out about Astellia. Astellia is an MMORPG. I have a few videos on the channel about this game as well, but what I want to talk about is a couple different things. First of all, they've announced Avalon. If you don't know what Avalon is, it's a PvP zone. It's the 3-way faction war, guild versus guild type zone that we've all been waiting for. And I think it was one of the main points that a lot of people were really excited for Astellia. Finally coming in November. We don't have a specific date. If I had to guess, it would be the last week in November, like towards the very, very end of the month. And the reason I say that is because they're going to give us adequate time to prepare and plan ahead so that we know the exact date. And they haven't announced the date as of recording this video, which was on Friday. So Avalon's coming. They're also working on a new PvE zone that is coming next month in December. This zone is called Mildin Mine. That name could mean a lot of different things. I'm hoping a lot of different caverns, places to explore, all that cool stuff. What's really interesting about this, though, is, usually in Korean games that come over to the West, they just funnel us all the content that the other regions already have. This new PvE zone, Mildin Mine, has not existed in any other version of Astellia. We will be the first ones ever to see this zone and experience it for ourselves. That is really cool to me. The new zone, they've said, are going to have new effects. I don't know if this just means like visual effects. Maybe it's just going to be like a different biome. But I'm hoping bigger. I'm hoping maybe effects means like events, maybe dynamic events. World events that people have to group up for. Something to grind, something to farm, something to do in the game. They're also going to add more story, which will take place in the zone. And if you manage to complete the story, you'll be rewarded with a new special treasure. I'm assuming this is like an actual treasure slot item. As far as what stats are on it, I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. Hopefully it's more than just a title. And this new PvE zone is just the first. There's many more to come in 2020 and beyond. And speaking of that, they have a 2020 roadmap that's coming up that I'll more than likely either make a video about if there's enough to it, or I'll just include it in next week's news video. Stay tuned for that. Now, on to some ARPG news, and this is about the game Last Epoch. I haven't made a video about Last Epoch for over a month now. I am planning to do a patch breakdown video when the new patch does come out that's going to introduce quite a bit of stuff. I've covered a lot of it in the past few weekly videos, so feel free to check those out. But this week, they did a blog post about some potion changes. This might seem really minor, but really I think it's going to make a little bit of a difference. I don't think it's going to be just a massive game changer update, but it'll definitely be a nice little quality of life type of thing to see. So right now, potions just feel like something you just kind of spam when you're at low health, right? That's what potions are for, so that makes sense. But the real issue crops up when it comes to itemization. There's so many potion and healing potion affixes that can roll on tons of different gear slots. So this makes itemization for your damaging and survival abilities a little less interesting because, let's be honest, really stacking up stats to heal more off a health potion is far less exciting than, say, crit chance or necrotic damage or, a specific build-specific stat, right? Also, another issue with potions right now is that bosses that don't have any adds don't drop potions because potions right now can only drop when you kill a mob. So boss fights, potions are pretty much useless. So this is what they're doing to fix all that. Bosses can now drop potions on hit. It's not a fixed chance. So for instance, what they mean by that is it's not every time you hit the boss it's a 5% chance for a potion. Because if that was the case, you would just want a fast attacking character to spam potions, right? But that's not the case. They have it balanced out, and I don't know exactly the algorithm or the math behind it, but they have said that even auras, like the poison aura that we see, even that just ticking on the boss can cause a potion to drop. Another upgrade we're going to see on potions is the base healing amount on potions will be increased to supplement for less potion affixes on items. So less potion affixes on items is huge because that opens up so many other item slots to have more interesting itemization affixes to look out for, whether it be crit chance, crit damage, glancing blow, resistances. I mean, the list is huge for last Epoch. Huge. So there's going to be fewer items that can actually have potion affixes, and these affixes are going to focus on more ward than HP regen. So what that means is you can stack up ward by using a potion. So the way it was before, when you used a potion, and let's say you had every single piece of gear had increased healing on it from potion, you could just use a potion one time and be instantly at full health. So what they're doing to kind of make other things feel more useful for healing is when you use a potion, it's going to give you ward, which is your energy shield, or just your shield, instead of just straight HP regen. So one last thing on the potions here, and this is a really cool note, is there's really strong well, I don't know if they're overpowered, but they're supposed to be specific affixes that can only roll on belts. No other item, only belts. And these three affixes are an additional potion slot. That is huge. The more potions, the better, in my opinion. An extra potion slot trumps the rest of these. The other one is ignite chance on potion use, and also dodge rating on potion use. The dodge rating might be better for more of a melee build, but I think that extra potion slot is going to be better than the other two. That's just my opinion. And I'm sorry, I know that segment about this potion update was a little long, but I really wanted to include it this week because I really feel that it's going to have more of an impact than people truly think on the gameplay of Last Epoch. Now, on to an MMORPG, and this is Torchlight Frontiers. This one's going to be a lot shorter than the Last Epoch segment, I promise. They showed off 2 new legendary items, affixes, whatever you want to call it, that you can get. Legendary powers, I guess you could call them. One of them is the skill Uppercut, which is a forged skill, and it's typically a melee skill, and I'm not a big fan because it feels kind of slow and clunky, but you can get a legendary power that allows you to cast Uppercut at range. This could be huge because it stuns, it does damage. This could be really big for the Forged when it comes to builds. Also, another legendary they showed off is this power right here, and it gives you a fire shield. It makes you immune to fire for a certain amount of time. As far as what procs it, I'm not sure, but it definitely looks cool for a little bit more of a defensive tanky type build. And these 2 items aren't really in the game yet. They will be hopefully at some point soon. I know they have a lot of overhaul going on and a lot of changes coming for legendaries. So I won't be surprised if Update 10 is really focused about the legendary rework. So that's going to wrap it up for my 3 big news of the week, Astellia, Last Epoch, Torchlight Frontiers, onto the bonus game. And I stumbled upon this little guy over the past week, and this game is called The Yellow King. This game is developed by and published by an indie developer called Spellbook Studio. It consists of 2 developers and 3 artists. The release date of this game was planned for Halloween of this year, but it got delayed until Thursday, November 21st, which is coming up really soon if you haven't checked your calendar in a while. So what is The Yellow King? The Yellow King is an MMO, and it has a really interesting mechanic or idea to it that really draws me in. First, I want to talk about the things I'm really excited for. First of all, it's an MMO mixed with ARPG elements. It's not as deep as, say, Last Epoch, but there's quite a few ARPG elements and just RPG elements in general that we're going to see. Your class is defined by what weapon you use. The game, when it hits early access, will come with 20 weapons in the form of ranged and melee weapons. And they'll obviously add more to that, but I think that's quite a bit starting out for an early access game. And the biggest thing for me that really has drawn me into this game is the dungeon scaling and the dungeon system in this game. This game, you can have anywhere from 1 player all the way up to 100 players in a dungeon, and it scales based on how many players. So the more players you have, the more of a chance you have to encounter raid-type bosses. I mean, imagine a 100-person raid in this game. I don't know. That sounds really cool to me. And the fact that, well, if I can't find anyone to play with, I can go in there. And hopefully the solo experience is okay so that I can grind gear that way as well. Now, when it comes to PvP, there's going to be open world, free-for-all. Anyone not in your guild, you can kill, and they can kill you. But what's really cool about the PvP is it's not forced. You don't have to PvP. It's an optional gameplay mode, basically. Later on down the road, they're going to add PvP arenas with leaderboards to kind of give a little bit of a competition feel there. But this all sounds great and all, and I don't know. I feel like I've been a little bit overly excited for this game, mainly because I'm just that dungeon crawl scaling that we talked about sounds really cool to me. Let's be honest here. I'm a little bit concerned about a few things. First of all, there's 5 people developing an MMO. That's a big task to take on. And also the game is still very, very, very early in development. And I won't be surprised if this game gets delayed until January 2020. They've mentioned that may happen on the Steam discussion pages, and I hope it doesn't. I hope that I can get my hands on it here on the 21st and check it out and cover it for you guys, but we'll have to see. And another kind of red flag for me is we haven't seen really any gameplay or combat. They show off a few like GIFs of traps and stuff that you can see in the video, but we haven't seen actual gameplay, boss fights, combat. We don't know, is it clunky? How smooth is it going to be? What's it look like? We don't know, but the number one idea that has me sold on this game right now is the dungeon scaling and just the idea of endless dungeon crawls. So, overall, I do hope the game comes out on the 21st. I'll pick it up, check it out, let you guys know what I think of it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this weekly news video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to drop a follow on Twitch as well. Please check out the links down below for more. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.